קפה, דג, ביצה. Okay. קפה.
אני אוכל ביצה.
אוכל ביצה. I eat an egg. Plate. צלחת. דג.
דג בא.
דג בא. A fish is coming.
היא רוצה לאכול דג.
היא רוצה לאכול דג. רוצה seeing, she sees, wants. רוצה, she wants. Oh, to verb a fish. She wants לאכול. Okay, interesting.
היא רוצה לאכול דג.
לאכול. To eat, right? אוכל, to eat. לאכול דג. She wants to eat fish.
יש להם מים וקפה.
יש להם. It's an existential. There is to them. There exists to them means they have מים וקפה, and they have water and coffee. The girl is reading a book. הילדה, something, הספר. So you need to get Hebrew keyboard. הילדה. Now I need the verb read. קוראת. קוראת, maybe. Aleph T for feminine agreement, and then Sefer. No, how do I get that? Emphatic S, just S. C for Shin, unmarked, and S for Samech. Sefer, I think. S-F-R. The girl, הילדה, קוראת ספר.
אני שותה את הקפה.
אני שותה
אני שותה את הקפה.
את הקפה. Okay, the object marker here because it's definite. שותה is it drinks. I drink the coffee.
אני שותה את היין.
את היין. I drink the wine. So it's not just שותה היין, but we need this et to intervene, to introduce a definite direct object.
אתן אוכלות.
אתן אוכלות. אתן. Then it's going to be they. No, you, plural feminine.
אתן אוכלות.
Lot are eating. You eat.
היא רוצה את היין.
היא רוצה את היין.
היא רוצה את היין.
רוצה, she wants to. Object, definite object marker. She wants the wine. Them, they, something. Tapuach. So ochelim makes sense. There it agrees with the subject.
זאת צלחת.
Tapuach. That's one with a transitional ah developing. Now we've got zot. It's going to be plural, feminine.
זאת צלחת.
Tzalacha. Those are plates. That is a plate. This is a plate, that is a plate. Singular. I drink the wine. Ani Korea et hayain. Not sure about the form. Oh, it's going to be shote. Shotaha. Ani. I-N-I. Shote. So I can put C for sheen. U. And then an H. It. It's going to be A-T. Ha. Yain. And space, because we need the final shape of the noon letter. Ani shote et hayain. This is a plate, so it's zot. I've forgotten already. Tzelechat. Zot. No, is it zot? Zeta is Zain, Aleph, Tav. Zain, Aleph, Tav. So I can type Z-A-T. It's probably not the sound, but it gets the letters. A plate. Tzelechata. Tza, capital S. La, capital H. Yes. And then a tav. Feminine ending. Okay. Welcome back to LanguageInstitute.com. I'm your verb ally. What I'm here to do is learn all the languages that Duolingo teaches, bit by bit, and I think from now on I'm going to proceed mainly by region of the world, continent, and maybe sometimes by linguistic theme, family, or some other common feature. But I like to jump around from language to language over the course of an hour or two during my stream. And if you're not familiar with the Lango Institute, let me just point out that our website is here. Register for classes. We've got a new 9-week term coming up next week. And on our Twitter page, we have conveniently listed all the languages for which we have instructors and which we offer. And those are English, Korean, Spanish, Chinese, French, German, Japanese, Portuguese, and Italian. And we have occasional workshops for conversational practice and also phonetics and other topics. Okay, so our theme that I have set for today is languages of Asia in the broadest possible sense, starting at the southwestern corner with Hebrew. Let's go over to the far eastern part of the continent with Chinese. So with most of the languages here on Duolingo, I'm still in the beginning stages, but Chinese is a language I've spent a lot of time studying since 2005. Gotten to know my way around a little bit. Please don't think that I just picked this up in a few weeks. I have not.
别
It has a few different uses. In the older language, it meant distinguish, separate, divide, that kind of thing. And in the modern language, modern Mandarin, it represents a contraction of 不要, meaning don't.
烧
Shao is burn, like have a fever, or roast, fry, and so on. Got the fire element on the left. 别
别发
be to send out, emit.
别看
You can't, don't look. We also mean don't watch. 烧
烧。我的妈妈下个星期会请假。
我的妈妈下个星期会请假。Alright. 请假. Let me get the Discord open because Levi's going to join us.我的妈妈下个星期. Alright, we've got the topic subject first. 下个星期, 星期 tells us the time, next week. 会请假 will request time off. My mom will. What do they want?
会请
Take leave. We'll take leave next week. So the English makes it sound like she will not be working next week, but the Chinese, I don't know this expression well, makes it sound like that's when she's going to put in a request. I wonder.
他发烧，在家休息。
If you know, please enlighten me. 他发烧，在家休息. He has a fever and is resting at home. So 3 verbs here. First one, 发烧, to have a fever. The last one, 休息, to rest. And then 在家 is a verb phrase, to be at home. It's giving us the location for the resting. 发 is a...
发
Okay, this is 疼, sore, painful.
疼
Rising tone, 别.
别
And the rest are first tone words, 烧,
烧
发,
发
应.
应
Those are high level.
你生病了，明天别去上班。
你生病了，明天别去上班. You're sick. This is the first part before the comma. 明天, the time tomorrow. 别去, this means don't. Don't go. 上班, shang also means go, kind of, but 上班 in this compound or phrase, go to work. Don't go to work tomorrow. 要,
要
that's falling tone, and 定,
定
same. Then we have 别,
别
rising, 发,
发
烧,
烧
both high level.
你明天应该请假。
你明天应该请假. You should take off. How do we say? Take leave? Should take tomorrow off. Now there's many idiomatic ways to translate these. I think I have the right meaning, but it might not recognize this translation. Alright, take a day off tomorrow. Levi, you there?
你有没有发烧？
Okay, now the fun part to me is not using the word bank, but getting the characters. Let us write by hand for now.
你有没有发烧？
Takes a little while, but it's worth practice. Levi, sounds like you're there.
Hello?
Hello, I hear an echo back. Can you do something about that?
Let me plug in my microphone.
Sounds like a winner.
你有没有发烧？
你有没有发烧？你 So you just type it, or you just write it by hand here in the blue field. It gives you its best guesses for what you would put there. 你有 I'm going to click twice because I'm going to need it right over again. May. Okay, in the modern simplified form, it goes like that. A little different in the traditional shape. It gives me both here. 有没有发烧? Fa is this one. Also simplified. Actually, may, yeah, 3 simplified here. 烧. And it's got ge on top. And then a sort of pedestal below. Oh, wrong place. 有没有发烧? I lost one along the way. 为什么没有这个没? Okay, I think I got it. What's this mean, Levi?
Let's see. It's not appearing on my screen
I know.
right now.
Give it a second.
你有没有发烧？
你有没有? Oh, I guess you might not know this 发烧. But what kind of a...
Okay. I think that fa means to emit.
That's right.
So you have or not have something to emit. I don't know.
Means, do you have a fever?
你有没有发烧？
Okay.
So these words for illnesses, they seem idiomatic to my eyes and ears. But if you look at it piece by piece, it's a verb-object phrase to emit burning or something.
我今天要请假。
Okay, can you read this for us? Let me know if you want it bigger. The last one is 假. Oh, I'm going to let you read it. Are you there?
Yep. 我今天要 what is that? That looks familiar. Is that 请?
对，说得对. Good.
Oh, and I don't know that last one.
假. It means time off, leisure time. To request time off means also take time off. So, with that in mind, what could it mean to say 我今天要请假?
I tomorrow want a vacation. I want time off.
不是明天，就是今天。
今天 today.
对，是 today 这个意思。我今天要请假。I'm taking today off. I need, okay, that sense of 要. What else can 要 mean?
To need or to want.
Good. It can also mean to be
Either of
important.
those.
Yeah, to be essential.
Okay.
我的哥哥发烧。
Read this one. That same verb phrase for have a fever. Quite a delay, it seems.
Yeah. If the connection's not great tonight.
I
Okay, 我的哥哥发烧.
See. What's the tone on
烧 how what is
发烧?
发烧?
What's the tone on the very first word?
我
Good. So with that in mind, 我的.
我的哥哥发烧.
That's not quite it. 我的.
我的
There we go. 我的哥哥.
我的哥哥.
Better. What's it mean?
I'm sorry.
What does it mean? 是什么意思?
My brother has a fever.
Good. It probably wants it specified that it's my big brother. I'll put that too.
Okay.
别说英语。
I had just put brother, as you'll no doubt see in a second. But then it likes to be specific in its translation. Whenever you're ready and able, read the next. Oh, do you know this use of the first word? I think you should know all these, although maybe in their traditional shapes it'll be more familiar.
Okay. I see 说 英话. So speak English. This first one, let's see, I have the mouth and then
Sure.
ka, what is it, the strength, and then ri, the knife.
别 is a contraction, it means do not, but it's not 话 at the end. Look again there.
Oh, that's 语.
对，是语，英语。英话 is not an expression known to me. We could have 英国话 for British English. That would exist, but it need to be a three-syllable word. Don't speak English, so this is a prohibitive. If I tell you that the sound is 别, can you guess what it's a contraction of? 别.
Boo and something.
Yeah, 不要.
不要.
This has other meanings too, but it represents that phrase spoken in a single syllable in Mandarin.
我今天要请假。
Okay, and this is I'm going to word bank it. I need
It's
to.
interesting. It doesn't. It's a contraction. It contains neither elements from boo or ya, really.
Well, it has
The
the
way
B.
it appears.
It has the B. It has a Y
Oh.
phoneme there.
I meant graphically. The character doesn't contain.
That's a good point. Yes, this character writes other words as well. It was already in existence. It's an old word. So they accepted this thing to write a homophonous new word, which is something that happened a lot in S-group Chinese. That's how individual characters acquire their dozens and dozens of meaning apiece. The theme I've set for today is languages of Asia. We started with Hebrew, and that was, of course, a bit of Mandarin. The other ones are
Oh wow, I guess that is Asia.
I don't know what other continent it would be.
When you say Asia, I think prototypically of East Asia, but I guess there's a whole continent there.
No doubt. Which would you like to see next? Japanese, Korean, Hindi. I suppose Arabic could be there too, but I might include Arabic with Africa to flesh that group out a bit.
Okay. Let's see. Do they have the only from? I'm trying to think. Do you count Oceania? I guess that's not Asia, right? That's
Yeah, we could include it there, but of the ones that I've already put on the notepad, which appeals most?
Oh, okay. I
suppose Turkish is.
Let's do some Japanese. We haven't done that in a while.
It has been a while. Good. Enough.
Oh, Vietnamese is not on this list.
Thank you. Yes. Very good. I was forgetting something. Indonesian, yeah, maybe Indonesia, Oceania might go with South America because there's so few there.
Okay.
Just thinking in terms
of... And Hindi too is...
It's on the list.
Okay. Oh, that's with the HI.
Yeah, HI.
Hare.
Okay.
Okay. Might be too big there.
Hare.
Do you know this one? You'll know the parts, of course.
Hare.
You do weather, food. Let's see. Sorry, yeah, I guess it's got a big delay here.
Which we can do.
Hare.
Yeah, it's got to be that reading. Do you know the meaning?
I recognize the de, and then the ha part kind of reminds me of the ching, like ching that we just saw a moment ago.
It is in that same series. This one means clear skies.
Warui.
Okay.
So if you connect it with this ching, they're different tones. E, Q, and B. But these are related words. Pure as of water, with the water radical. Pure as of the sky, pure and clean. Clear sky, with the sun radical. Okay, what's this one? I'll put them here on top. A, Q, M, B. Related words.
Well, what is the thing on the top with the heart on it?
The hunchback is
thing
what that
on the
is.
top. Okay.
And
I think I heard you say it's Warui.
It wasn't me, it was Duolingo reading it. That is the reading. Of course, it can't be any of the others because the kana doesn't match.
Oh yeah, it needs to end with E.
Kinda. I think this Warui may have been what the programmers had in mind, or whatever their job title is when they came up with the character Wario. It kind of resonates with this Warui word. It means bad, wicked.
Oh.
All right, here it is again. Which of the others do you recognize? They're nonsense in these combinations, but the kanji are real. Actually, 3 exists. That is grammatical.
What am I seeing? I'm sure it will appear.
I'm sending it to you just as fast as I can.
Warui.
Warui.
Okay, so it wants the same one. Ichi.
What else do you recognize on screen? Hello? You there?
Warui.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm asking
you
you what else.
waited a long time to click.
What?
Yeah,
I'm saying what else do you recognize on the screen? Let's do a bit of review since it has been a while.
We have the heart.
Okay. 日本語でどう読みますか?
Oh.
心.
Kokoro.
はい。3番は何ですか? 3番 is a word, actually. It's alright if you don't know, I'm happy to tell you. But I want to give you...
It looks familiar.
So the reading would be...
I think I know this one from training this character.
Okay, what is it?
Nope.
All right.
It kind of reminds me of Han.
It is kind of similar, but the dot on top makes a big difference. By the way, there's a nice sort of minimal pair here. This one is also Khav, Khav, meaning wild. Khiav is Lang, the wolf. Here in my character generator.
Okay.
Not the same one. This 3 would be Yoi, or E, meaning good. And the last kanji, what's the number 4 one? Just disregard the kana. What's the kanji there? 4番は何ですか?
It's not vegetable. Which is different on the bottom. It has that same stripe thingy.
BD it would be. I'll put that here. It is kind of similar in energy. The breakdown for this one is BBPE. Ai desu yo. Ai suru no ai. It is love.
Oh, yes, of course.
Sunny, what's that going to be? And tell me what the rest are.
Can you repeat the question? Sunny and the rest.
What are the rest? What are 1 and 2?
Watery. Oh, this here. Okay, got it. So that's. How do you say?
Tell me whatever you know. I'll tell you the rest.
Okay. I know that if you put a box around this one, it is this one for winter. If you draw the enclosure around it, then it's one of the syllables in the word library.
It is fuyu for winter?
Not in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about number 2?
Oh, this is the one that's in the... Is this kudzu or something in the...
Close.
Cognate to the Korean word?
It is cognate to the Korean word kudu. This is kutsu. Kutsu. Both voices.
悪くはないです。
悪くはないです。悪くはないです。Interesting. Could also say 悪くないです。Alright, 晴れ. So, tell me which other kanji you recognize. We've got a group of 4.
Okay.
Coming up.
A group of 4. All I see is this warui.
It's coming.
It is not bad. Something. Okay, here we go. Yep, so we got hare.
Hare.
We just saw it. And then we have the sun, the rain, the ni, and then mu.
Ish.
And then
which do you
that's
know?
The next one.
Which do you know as words?
What?
Which do you recognize as words unto themselves? I'm going to look this one up.
Ooh.
There we go. A and B.
3 also looks like ching.
It is. It is blue-green, owl, or ching.
Oh.
Okay, the number 2 one here.
Oh.
Han, meaning cloudy, overcast. In Japanese, it is kumoru. All right, how about number 4? What's that? This would be
4,
a word.
This looks like, does it mean the foot?
No. That would be an RYO. This is GYO. Here's the foot. I'm selecting the foot in the character picker. You'll see it in a moment. There's the same on the bottom, different on top. This is running one. And hashire would be a rude infinitive form.
明日の天気は悪くないです。
明日の天気は悪くないです。
Okay.
Odd sentence in English.
いいよ。
いいよ. What's this one mean?
いいよ. It is good.
Good. Or sure, we could say. Okay.
Okay.
天気は英語で天気は何ですか?
天気
Okay.
Where
are they on? Yo, which I
Can you
said, sure. Okay.
can you tell us?
Oh, there's a lot of
悪い。自転車土
What am I
産
Never
telling?
mind.
晴れ。良くないです。
今日はちょっと天気が悪いですね。
All right, a nice long sentence for us. 今日はちょっと天気が悪いですね。今日は
Choto is a little bit. Kyowa today.
today. Good. 天気が
Tenki. Doesn't that mean weather?
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
悪いです
instead
ね。
of the chi of yourself, like in Genki, it's the chi of the weather of the sky.
Sorry, what?
It's the chi of the sky
Indeed. Breath
for
of
the
heaven.
weather. Yeah.
今日は天気がいいですね。
Okay.
Oh, it's a little warui, a little bad. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, I'm gonna, for speed, retrieve characters electronically. 今日は
今日は天気がいいですね。
I have a question about the word order in this one.
Okay, what's that?
In English, I would say the weather is a little bad, but here it says choto tenki ga warui desu.
I'm not hearing the question.
I would expect the choto to go closer to the verb.
Okay, what's the question?
So it means like a little weather is bad, which doesn't make sense to me.
I see. Think of it this way. I'm putting it in the chat. It's a very good point. Think of tenki ga warui as a unit. I need to bracket it somehow. I'm going to put it like this. Chotto, a little bit, tenki ga warui. The chotto is modifying that whole phrase. Make sense?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a little weather batting. But that's right. It does seem counterintuitive from an English perspective. Alright, and now we're doing
今日は天気がいいですね。
tenki ga. Listen to the sound for the ga kana. It can also be read nga.
今日は天気がいいですね。
So I need some kanji, oin, and of course, aralakte.
I don't know why the lag is so bad tonight.
Good lord. I'll tell you what else is bad, is this lookup thing that doesn't work. I hate it. Kyo wa tenki ga
今日は天気がいいですね。
ii. Kyo wa tenki mk ga ii desu ne. We'll do the rest phonetically after I get this one kanji. Tenki. We have a special Japanese form for this one. Levi, can you tell us what's the input for the traditional shape of chi?
Well, let's see.
Man.
You have, you're going to have the person, then the line, and then, I don't know what that is because it's not S, right? It's backwards and it doesn't have that square.
That is an N shape.
N. Okay, that makes sense.
今日は天気がいいです
And
ね。
then what goes in the middle? Just an X?
No, in the traditional shape, it's
Or
rice.
is it supposed to be the rice shape?
Nee. Oh, no, to start with. Look what this also pulls up. There's that same, sort of the same shape, a little bit more angled here. So how do we write the rice?
Okay, so they chose two different ways to simplify it, right? In Chinese, it's simplified by emptying it out, but in Japanese, they just put the little meh instead of the rice.
That's right. How do we write the rice? What keys?
Well, let's see. CD.
Does have
right,
D
the
on the
two
bottom.
dots and then the tree.
Yeah, but it's good. It's true as far as it goes, but you got to break the tree into two regions, and the upper region has 3 strokes.
The ground.
FD. It's a fire there on top.
Okay.
That's a big one to
I
learn.
see. Interesting.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Iro. What does iro mean?
色、
Iro. There we go.
It's one of our color words. White.
悪い、
No, it is color.
Okay.
天気、晴れ、今日は晴れです。
And iro means various, all kinds. All right. Can you read one that will be on screen in mere seconds? Kyou wa? Good. It is sunny today. Tenki ga ii desu.
いいです。
いいです.
今月は天気が良くないです。
All right, another one, if you could read it for us, please.
Okay.
Yokunai is there phonetically. Yokunai.
今日は天気が良くない。いいです。
Not ii desu, but nai desu. Yokunai desu.
Okay, yeah, yokunai desu. Okay, sorry, yeah, I was a few slides behind.
What's it
Oh,
mean?
but it's not kyo wa, it's kyo, the night one.
It's not.
So,
No, it's not a night either.
a month.
Yeah.
This month.
Kongetsu.
What do you say?
Kongetsu wa.
Kongetsu wa tenki ga yokunai desu.
What's it mean?
良くも悪くもないです。
The weather is not good.
Very good. You got it. Yokumo warukumo nai desu. This is interesting. A very interesting construction. The following one.
Kumo is the cloud.
There is a word kumo, but that's not what we have here.
Oh.
Should see it in a...
Yokumo.
Yokumo.
Arukumo nai desu.
Very good. Nailed it. Yokumo warukumo nai desu.
It is neither good nor bad. Yokumo wa. So interesting. I didn't know that was another function of mo. So I guess it's just that we have a negative nai that it does that.
Yep. That's right. It's not. There's no negative polarity item like we have in English. Do you see? Okay, how are we going to say in Japanese? It is sunny today.
Kyou wa haredesu.
Good. I agree. Hare. A-Q-M-B. Kyou wa. As for today, hare desu. Kyou wa hare desu. Oh, I just added one stray mark. And usually it accepts it, but not here. The weather is not good this month.
今月は
天気
天気悪いです。
We could add a particle there to make it...
天気が
Oh, that would get the same meaning, but it's not good, rather than saying just it's bad. How do we say not good?
よくないです。
よく would be good or
晴れ
maybe,
で
and
す。
so then you need to say what is the opposite of this. ではありません。
That's not how that kind of adjective inflects. First, you do the adjective has to mark negativity on itself, and then you put a des outside of it. It is the case that it was not good. We need to say yokunai, as you will see. Showing
Yokunai.
yeah. The adjective was originally yoi in the affirmative, and that leveled out to just e. Let's take a detour to India.
Okay.
With some Hindi. Imperative. This I don't think I've done.
पानी पियो
Piyo. Oh yeah. Piyo. Have you seen the imperative in Hindi?
दुखी मत हो
Well, I just heard the first one was drink water.
Yep.
So I must have seen it.
Dukhi mat ho.
मत
Do not. Mat ho. Interesting. A special prohibitive negative.
पानी मत पियो
Pani.
पानी मत पियो
आओ और पियो
Ao or pio. This is a nice one.
I think I just did this level like a week or two ago.
Oh, nice. So,
Actually, imperative.
what is the marker of the imperative in Hindi?
O
Yep. Pretty much.
or yo.
मत खाओ
That's a good question. What? So you'll probably be seeing it on screen now. What's the form meaning drink?
Pio.
Good. And what's the basic form? How do we say he drinks?
Pita hai.
Close. It's not a short vowel. It's pita hai.
Pita hai.
So with that in mind, here's two forms to compare. With pio, however, it is a short vowel. So how would you? I think the best way to segment pio is like this. The ya will be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it'll be a ya
The
pre-vocality.
suffix is just O.
Exactly. Mat khao.
तुम
And
जाओ
we
और
see
खाओ
the O having to use the separate form because it's coming after a vowel.
That's right.
There's no consonant for it to write on.
Yeah, that's right. Tum jao. Here's another one. Tum jao or khao. Oh, two in the same one. You go and eat.
आओ और खाओ
Ao or khao. Ao. Come.
जाओ
Jao.
मत आओ
Matao.
Come and eat.
घर मत जाओ
Come. You come and eat. Well,
Yeah.
go and eat.
Yeah, that's right. I mixed this up too.
Okay.
All the time. Ghar mat jao. Ghar mat jao. What's that?
Ghar mat jao. Do not go home.
Agreed.
खाओ और जाओ
Khao or jao. Okay.
Eat or go. No, and.
And
Sorry.
yeah. Do you remember the Sanskrit word that or comes from?
No.
Abara.
But do share.
Abara. I put it in the chat too.
Oh, it's censored again.
Oh, interesting.
We will allow it. Avara.
Abara.
No, it should not have. Avara. I wonder why I thought that was a bad word. It doesn't look. Avara.
Alright, here we're on polite MD mood maybe?
개하고 도서관에 다녀요.
개하고 Oh, here it is. 도서관에 다녀요. 개하고. Oh, okay, got it. 도서관에 다녀요.
다녀요.
Oh.
Can you read what you see?
도서관 is the library.
Can you read the whole thing?
개하고 도서관에 다녀요.
Good. I had to look up what it meant with 다녀요.
우리 저기에 숨어요.
다니다 basically means go back and forth. 우리
Okay.
저기에 숨어요. 숨어요. 우리 숨다. 우리 저기에 숨어요.
숨어요.
What do you get for the meaning? 우리 저기에 숨어요.
Our 저기에.
It's parallel with 여기 거기. 여기 거기 저기. Interrogative.
Kogi is meat. No, that's kogi.
고기
Alright.
어기.
학교에서
Okay.
같이 놀아요.
학교에서 같이 놀아요.
숨어요 is to hide.
내일 서울에서 놀아요.
Can you read the sentence coming up that starts with 내일?
Okay, not this sentence. This starts with 학교.
You can read it too.
The
if you like.
next one. 학교에서 같이
Good.
놀아요.
I think it's 놀아요.
내일 서울에서 놀아요. 내일, which it should be line. So that would be tomorrow.
Yep.
Live. So that'll be the coming day. So tomorrow.
Good.
I think to Seoul or from Seoul.
Quite.
What?
Not quite from Seoul. It could mean that, but here it's not from.
To?
No,
Yeah.
that would be just 서울에.
Place of an action.
Yeah.
Play. Okay.
내일 만나요.
내일 만나요.
곧 서울에서 봐요.
곧 서울에서 와요. 곧.
Hey, did we figure out what the pattern is for when the initial L will turn into a neon versus when it will be dropped?
I think I have an idea, but what have you noticed there? What are some observations?
Well, it can be preserved word medially, but
yeah, in the middle of the word,
in
not
initial
a problem.
position.
Yeah, medial final, no problems. Korean has it there too, but just the initial poses a challenge. So yeah, what words does it get deleted? That's a great question, by the way. Let's collect some data. What words do you know of where it drops at the beginning? Actually, let's just include
Let's see,
all
it
of them.
drops in the number 6.
Good.
The number 6 is yuk.
Good. I'm going to throw them up in the chat as we go. Ne turns into L. Yuk drops from lyuk. I guess I should say R, but it's really more of an L sound that it's reflecting here. Same difference. What else do we know? You there?
Yeah,
미안해요. 우리 곧 다시 만나요. 미안해요. 미안해요. 우리 곧 다시
I
만나요.
guess I have to think of my
다시
middle Chinese
만나요.
forms.
학교에 같이 다녀요.
Is there one that has maybe liao for complete? There are words that have that maybe.
I know of it in final position, 완료, I think. Let's see.
Well, in final position, it will be kept. So
Exactly.
that won't do.
The liao thing about liao is it tends to go at the end of a compound, which is how it came to weaken and gave le.
Okay.
Le is never read that way when it's at the beginning of a thing, but there is liao jie. Let's try that. NN liao jie is here. This is written with other hanja too, but maybe this exists in Korean. Let's see. Oh, good, it does. That's an excellent example. Liao jie. This compound here will be read in Korean as yohae.
Yohe.
Oh, that reminds. Cooking too is one that has a liao. Different word.
Well, the cooking one also dropped it.
In one of them, we kept it in ri.
Oh, maybe it has something to do with all of our ones we've collected so far that drop it are after like a back vowel or a rounded vowel or something.
I think that may be true, but that ri in yori also occurs initially, I think, where it will be e. There's also the names that we spell as li or ri. In South Korean dialects, they're pronounced e. So,
okay.
E from an old L initial, which is not a back or a rounded vowel.
Can we think of more that start with N?
I believe we can.
We have the dropped ones and the N ones.
Right. So, ne, meaning to come. Nokcha. Do you remember what nokcha is?
Mok.
Green tea.
Mok is the throat.
Not mok. Nokcha. That's also a Korean word. Not quite relevant. Nokcha with M. I put it in the chat. Green tea is the meaning. That is the same phonetic series as record. Nok. Let's.
Lok. And this would have been what? Lok?
Yep.
In Middle Chinese? And
lok or luk or something.
What is the modern?
Lu.
What's the modern Chinese pronunciation of this?
Lu.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. LV4.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't know what the pattern is so far. Do you know and you're just trying to get me to think of it, or?
Well, I have an idea. I don't know for certain, but so I don't think it's the vowel itself. What else could it be? If you just look, so we have two examples where it gave an N, nok and ne. Everywhere else with E, it's given, it's become 0. Yo, yuk. E, yo, and yuk. What do you note that they have in common?
E, yo, yuk.
Like I say, I'm not 100%, but I don't know of any counterexamples to the rule that I have spotted.
국공원에서 만나요.
What do those have? That is different than ne and nok.
호텔에서 만나요.
It's not that it's a closed syllable, because nok has that. And it's not what vowel it is.
개와 고양이는 같이 학교에 다녀요.
Nok and yo have the same vowel.
같이 학교에 다녀요.
몰라요.
Okay, look at yuk. It's not the final consonant. It's not the vowel. What else is there?
The initial.
Well, in a sense, it became the initial, but thinking diachronically, it wasn't the initial. It was something else. What is it? What is the segment?
What? It was an L at one point. You.
What else is there in the environment that is preserved in the modern form?
There was a palatal.
So, try that.
So it was lyuk.
Look at all the other cases we've collected, the other 4. See if that holds up. The dog and the cat.
Okay, so it's the case
공원에
that,
빨리 숨어요.
that lia turns into ya, and na or la with no palatal turns into in. Is that correct?
Well, in the data we've got so far, yes, and like I say, I don't know of any counterexamples to that. Although with the name Li and the other Li's that became E, it's not a glide, but the vowel E is palatal. So do you see it?
Yep.
And what do you think of it in terms of articulatory phonetics? Does it make sense that it would drop there?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I think there may have been
Lia is kind of difficult, so yeah.
It's certainly possible.
Okay.
I think it's a very simple, elegant explanation for what happened.
Yeah, I agree. I also like there's a word where the second component starts with a ng, and they just went ahead and put that on the coda of the first one.
What do you have in mind?
I don't remember. It was like one word for fish or something.
The shark. EFH.
The second component was ngu of some variety, and they just put the ng on the coda of the first
There it is.
syllable.
What would that give in Korean, do you think? The sha there is this Middle Chinese syllable. It's a sha with a retrofit. 공원에 빨리 숨어요.
Oh, then I don't. If this was sra in Middle Chinese, I don't think this is the one I'm looking for.
No, it is. Think it through again. What was the interesting thing that happened? You said a coda got added to it. Apparently, something that was not a coda came to be written as a coda.
Oh, okay.
Where did the eng come from?
What happened to the SR? Did it become a sh?
That's not a phoneme of Korean.
Oh, I guess not. Yeah. Sangyu. Sangyu. Is that right?
No, there's no yu in Korean.
Ooh.
What is it you're saying? Maybe I'm confused.
Let me write it.
Nee. In the meantime, I'm going to start on Vietnamese, so we hit it. But we can certainly keep discussing this very, very interesting case. And it seems like there was one other word, one or two others that I've come across with a similar story. But here was where I first saw it. I first learned about this transfer of a segment orthographically. The eng is preserved. It was not the coda of part 1. It's something else. Speaking of
this.
No, that's not a U syllable. Let's see. Do you know the names of any other fish in Korean? The fish word in Korean is homophonous with the language suffix. And in Chinese, that's it. 상어. 상어. That's it. Good. What might it have been in Middle Chinese for the fish one?
It was it had an engma on the front.
So, nya.
No.
Because the eng was medial, it was preserved, but in order to get it to be sounded, to write it as a coda in Korean. Now, there's also the case of the initial N. What's the word for woman, female in either language?
Yoja.
That first component, of course. In Chinese, how do we say it?
Nu.
Nu. So yoja, but what's the word for she, meaning that woman? Kunya. Kunya. It preserves the N immediately. You see it?
So this word yoja, I first learned it as girl, but it also means woman, so it's like age non-specific.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know what the ja is?
The what?
The second component of yoja, that ja?
It's the diminutive. I forget the tone in Mandarin, but it's called ko. Okay, great. It's called ko in Japanese.
Yep.
Zo.
Zo.
Like l but crossed out.
Yep. Zo. This is from Chinese, I think.
Ga.
Ga.
Đường.
Đường. And this could be Chinese too. For sugar.
Gà.
Ga.
Đường.
Đường. Đường.
Rượu.
Zo. Interesting.
Rượu.
I hear a glottal stop, and that's consistent with this subscript dot tone.
Rượu.
Zo.
Người phụ nữ không uống rượu.
Người phụ nữ không uống rượu.
Người phụ nữ không uống rượu.
Does not drink wine. Gà.
Gà.
Họ thích món gà và món cá.
Họ thích món gà và món cá.
Món.
Dish kind. Thích. Like.
Họ.
They like.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay, let me just get this one. Chicken. Va and món cá. What's your question?
In Ngôi Phụ Nữ, what is the f in the middle?
Fu, here I will show you.
Fu
is VSMB. Do you remember Korean pubu for a couple? It's the same second component there.
Okay, so is it a measure word?
No, neither in Chinese nor in Korean, nor in Vietnamese, sorry.
Okay.
The người, meaning human, is used as a classifier.
Okay, so what is this fu doing?
It's part of a compound, is my understanding.
Fu.
Let's look it up on
The
Wiktionary.
new I recognize. Is this
Here it is on
one we
Wiktionary.
just saw?
Yeah, it's coming up in my Wiktionary window. Phụ nữ. In Chinese, 妇女 just means woman. It's kind of a tautological compound. A woman. When referring to an adult female in neutral sense, preferred to 女人, which can carry potentially offensive connotations. Woman and lady. So this is more lady than woman for Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it denotes a married woman, or it may have at one time in Chinese. This 妇. Do you know what the component on the right is in the grapheme?
The right what?
I'll put it on its own. SMBLB. This component here. We have it also with bamboo on top. HSMB.
Oh, I see. We have the right hand side of this is the backwards E.
means a broom.
Okay.
Or it depicts a broom, I should say. And this one below it also is the broom, so showing it's made of bamboo, and the one with the hand written with it, that's the verb to sweep. Hand holding a broom.
Dầu ăn.
Okay.
Zao an. Zao an. Cooking oil?
Dầu.
Interesting. So, do you know what Chinese word this reflects? This zao. I have a guess at least.
It's zao, and
Dầu.
it means cooking oil.
Yeah, the oil of eating is the compound. Eating oil, or food oil, cooking oil. Do you know what it is? So
Is it the
Dầu.
jiao that's in the word teriyaki? Is that one of those?
I don't know. Not sure what that is. Do you know the character? I think it's actually this one for oil. Yo.
Okay. There is a character, it has fire in it. It's the one I was thinking of. It's some sort of like barbecue thing. It's in the 2 kanji for teriyaki. It's read jiao in Chinese.
Oh, this one.
Thing.
Let's see, that one, yeah, is to shine light on, I believe. Teru.
Oh, what is the Chinese reading for this one
Jiao.
that you put though?
For the one that I put in the chat there?
Okay.
For the oil? Or which? That is yo.
Yeah, for the oil.
Yo.
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 I actually taught my father to recognize this character because we had a bottle of soy sauce that had that on it.
Did he have a whimsical breakdown of it?
Well, he said it's got like the 3 drops of the oil on the left.
Yes, indeed.
Dầu ăn và đường.
Dầu ăn.
Dầu ăn và đường.
Do you know the character for sugar?
No, I could tell you the word for it in Korean.
Good. I think that derivative. It's got rice on the left.
In Korean, it's called saltang.
Saltang, that's right. But it's
Which is hilarious that it has the word salt in it.
Yeah, I suppose it does. Here's sugar. Let's find it here. Oh, by the way, teru. Illuminate, shine. Terashi. Terasu. Okay, not much to say about it there. Let's see if this is the right one for the Vietnamese. There it is. Yeah. I'm going to play some sutra recitation while I take a quick break.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Swaradinipatamavvyayam.
There we go. Please obey my command.
येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम् ऐउण रुद्रक एवों ऐऔच हयवरट लण ञमगणनम झभय घढधश जबगडदश ख फ छ ठ थ चटतव कपय शशसर हल इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि.
Beautiful.
Tôi uống rượu.
Tôi uống rượu. Tôi uống rượu. Uống, I think, is want. Drink. I drink wine.
Con heo thích đường.
Con heo thiết đường. That is like sugar. Con heo.
Heo.
The pig likes sugar.
Những người đàn ông uống rượu.
Những người đàn ông. Những, I think, a pluralizer. Are you there, Levi? Những người đàn ông uống rượu.
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry,
Okay.
I was muted.
Do you recall whether this những is one of the plural markers? Looks like. Đàn ông uống rượu.
Những người đàn ông. Yes,
Những
I
người đàn
believe
ông
so.
uống rượu.
Plural marker for
Human.
đàn ông is the B.
No, it
right?
means man. Human male, man.
Okay.
It's B.
What am I thinking of? There's a word that's B that's like that. Like the animal.
There is a word for B, but I don't recall it. It has an ong. I think it might just be ong, so it might be con ong. But let's find out. Con ong with no accent marks. Dan. The dan might be. They sound very unique. The dan could be male. No, it's not a good match because it's nam in Middle Chinese. The dan ong, I suppose, is native, but let's see what we can find. Ong. Dan ong. Flock and sir. Oh, this ong could be from Chinese. It would be this character. Let's see if it works. Wung, it has C-I on top, S-I-M. Nope. S-M-M. S-M. That's interesting. What do you notice about this input for this character? C-I-S-M.
C-I-S-M. Oh, it will appear in just a moment.
And let's see if this is the right character. I guess I could have just clicked the link. In Vietnamese, this is read Ong. That's the one. So this part is.
What do you want me to observe about it?
Well, what's the? It doesn't. It seems to break the general rule for stroke inputs. We're allotted 5 keystrokes. It has a top-bottom breakdown. 2 plus 3. So we're allotted 3 for the bottom, but it doesn't take up all 3, even though it should. The feathers on the bottom, on their own, they will be S-M, S-I-M.
Okay.
So it's just a 2 plus 2. It's as if there weren't a third stroke available for it.
I see. So you would expect C-I-S-M-M for both of the stripes of the feather.
Yeah, that's what. Oh no, not that. It's the single component. See here in what I've got for the feathers on their own. S-M-S-I-M. The upper one is an I stroke, and the lower one, at least in handwritten. On the computer generated one, it doesn't look that way. It looks like 2 M strokes. I could make this clearer if I just write it.
Okay, so it's S-I-M for both halves, and we're only allowed 3 on the right half. So we get the full shape there.
Right.
But when we put it on the bottom, we don't keep that I, and that's the unique feature.
Yeah, so it's an exception to the general. There are a few where it does its own thing. It may just be a result of the creator playing around with the system until he found a means that he liked, and you have some older spellings preserved. The men drink wine. I think that's all that's expressed here. So just 4 words in English, but it's 1, 2, 3, 6 syllables in Vietnamese. Những người đàn ông uống rượu. Rượu.
Những người đàn ông uống rượu.
Rượu. Oh, it's different U's. Rượu in this triphthong.
Bạn có đường.
Bạn có đường. Có is have. You have sugar.
Gà ăn bánh mì.
Gà ăn bánh mì. gà ăn bánh mì. Interesting that we don't need a classifier for chicken, just gà.
Well,
Tôi
you
thích món
often hear
gà.
con gà.
You do, and generally it wants, when you put it in definite in English, that's translating classifier plus noun. Con gà. Tôi thích món gà. I like a dish of chicken.
Rượu và nước.
Rượu và nước. Nước.
Chúng tôi thích món cá.
There's the other pluralizer. Chúng tôi thích món cá. Cá, the fish. We like fish. Do you remember cooking oil?
I remember the
Dầu.
hanja for it.
Ăn.
Dầu.
Zao.
And then for eating. Cooking oil and
Dầu.
Dầu. Ăn. Và.
Đường.
Đường.
Nice.
Oh, I put something in the chat.
I see. Yeah, they have a nice, I think it's 3x3 vowel system. 3 of each. 3 high, 3 mid, 3 low, 3 front, 3 center, 3 back is my understanding. Is that right though? No, it's gotta be more.
Oh,
They
a
have
9 square.
Maybe it's 4x3 because they have 2 heights for the mid vowels. Yeah, maybe let's take a look at the Wikipedia page.
Well, are you counting diphthongs?
No, just the monophthongs.
Okay. Well, then you have each of the 5 Roman letters plus O with a hook, U with a hook, and A with a chandra.
Is that a quality diacritic or a tone mark?
Wow. The chandra is a quality. It makes it more central, I believe.
More central. So this has a 4x3 grid here.
Or more up.
But this does include some diphthongs. But in the central column here, I'm sure it'll show up in just a moment, we've got 3, 5 distinctions. Wow. Not trivial. The only other language I've read about that has a 5-way height distinction was Proto-Romance.
When you say Proto-Romance, late Latin or what?
The stage ancestral to all the Romance languages.
얼마예요?
얼마예요?
그녀는 큰 곳에 가요.
Here it is. 그녀. Well, soon for you. It's coming. 그녀. That woman. 그녀는 큰 곳에 가요. Can you translate this?
얼마예요? How much is it? No, not this one.
Yeah, the next one.
그녀는 큰 곳에 가요. This woman, big.
It's actually not this. That would be 이녀. If that exists.
Oh,
I don't know if that's
that woman.
That one, yeah.
큰 곳. Big. What is got?
Place.
Yeah, going at the end.
Not to be confused with caught,
place.
which means caught is thing. I caught a thing. But quote is a place. Minimal pair here.
그것은 어때요?
Sometimes it's still difficult for me to tell the A and the O apart, which is weird because I don't have any problem with A and O in English.
Well, our O is a diphthong. Might be one factor.
Oh.
그것은 어때요?
누가 한국어를 공부해요?
누가 한국어를 공부해요?
Who is studying
Yeah.
Korean?
공이 터져요.
공이 타져요. Okay. 타지다. I don't recall.
터져요.
Nice. The ball explodes. 터지다. I'm gonna make a note of that. Maybe not. Don't have a blank. Oh, it's right over there. Yeah, 터지다. One brief second.
Oh wow! So this kong is the ball.
So it is.
Oh, and it has the little yeong there as a ball.
Depicting itself. Very good.
이것은 어떻습니까?
이것은 어떻습니까? Do we hear the H?
이것은 어떻습니까?
So could have doubled the 시옷 conceivably, but I don't believe it does. 이것은 어떻습니까?
Oh, this is one. This the explode word is one where the root ends with the e.
Good.
Because we see that blending in with the a.
Exactly. Contract into one syllable. Can you translate the next one, starting with 이것?
이것은 어떻습니까?
습니까?
This
어떻습니까?
thing. So it's like 어떻게, which means how, I think. So like, how is this thing?
Yeah. To be how is the meaning of the verb.
저 학생은 어떻습니까? 저 학생은 어떻습니까?
어떻습니까?
가람씨, 누가 거기에 있어요?
가람씨, 누가 거기에 있어요? 가람씨, 누가 거기에, okay. 가람, who is there?
이 길은 얼마나 길어요?
Nice one. 얼마 길어요? Can you translate the one starting with E? Should be a few seconds.
I will.
네.
Just one moment. 이 길은 얼마나 길어요? So this 길 means the road.
Yep.
얼마나, how much?
Sort of.
See, and then the verb to road.
Oh, your sound is getting a little choppy. How is it for you hearing me? Is it also interrupted?
Yeah, but it's been like that all evening, and I can mostly handle it.
Okie doke. 길다 means to be long.
So
that's two words. Be
so long, and then it's also got the road.
Yeah.
Oh, are those words related, do you think?
I think they
Or
could
just
be.
by chance do they look alike?
It could be either way. Let's see what a good dictionary tells us. Could go either way. I mean, streets tend to be long things rather than short ones, or else, the longer they are, the more useful. So it's not the most implausible pairing. Oh, this is the wrong place.
If they are related, which one do you think is the basic one?
Well,
which one is derived?
That's a great question. I tend to regard verb roots, verbal meanings as basic, but maybe that's an Indo-European bias. I don't know. Look, this 길, which means road or path, has an old Korean writing where they used hanja. And it used to be spelled Kilh. Let's see, it says the H maybe the remnant of an ancient place-related suffix. Interesting. 길다. Look that up. I wonder if it can. This doesn't mention the verb belong. I guess if they have different spellings, it makes it unlikely they'd be related, but it's not hundo p there either. 길다 has an antonym, and this one did not have an H in the coda as a verb, it seems. So probably a coincidence.
가람씨, 어떤 것을 원해요?
가람씨, 어떤 것을 원해요? Do you know this 원하다? 어떤 것을.
Let me see it and then I'll
네.
say if I know it. One. Oh, it looks so familiar. I know a lot of syllables that are one, though, and I don't know which
one
would be.
I will show you
Right.
which one. MBC. MFMBC, this one. Which I don't think we've seen in our Chinese classes ever, but it exists. It's a thing. Means to wish, to want, to be willing. But for Korean, 원하다, it means want. What do you want? Which one do you want? 어떤 것을.
I think I may have seen that before.
Good.
Oh, and those two halves of it are not identical. They look alike, but they are kind of different. We have the day and then the I, right? And on the bottom you have the
very nice.
yao, and then just the two, the hachi.
Let's consider these components. Let's write them and get the independent character form. So how would we spell the yuan on the left, the phonetic part? Good practice here.
Are we counting the little, I guess, S-shaped enclosure thing on the top?
There is no S-shaped enclosure here. I'm not sure what you mean. It's kind of arises. Yeah, no, I see it now. That is what would you call it? It's a bit of, it serendipitously looks like an S. Or a bit of, I suppose you could call it, what's the term? Pareidolia. So let's write yuan for the enclosure, 2 strokes. How do we input that?
I don't know, M for the horizontal part.
It does both, actually. Both together are an M. And then that B for the inside, and that's how many we have.
Okay. H.
Good.
A. And then what is xiao? The fire?
The fire. Nailed it. Okay, and let's do the right-hand component, which was an old word for a head.
Is it like toe?
It's in there. It's not that by itself. On its own, it'll be yeah.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So we have the M and then the H and then the. Oh, what do they do for the I? That's made out of the moon, isn't it? So B.
Before we get to that, though, remember all the different variants of the M. It has several 2-stroke variants, including the one we just saw in the first part. And if you have a bit coming down, like the Korean U vowel, that can still be part of your M. Like in the word for 100, that's just MA. So M and then the moon, B. And then how do we close the I shape? It's kind of a special case.
With just the M?
No, it's written that way, but this system breaks it down into a mountain shape. MBU, and how about for the 2 little feet?
That's the C.
Exactly. MBUC, which retrieves that. Here they are on their own. Isn't that nice? Yuan, yeah. By the way, this yeah one is in Japanese used to write an English word. Sometimes you could write peiji for page of a book.
가람씨, 뭘 원해요?
뭘 원해요? Okay, we have a nice fusion here. You will see shortly. 카람 씨, 뭘 원해요?
뭐가 싱거워요?
뭐가 싱거워요? Ooh, what's this? 싱겁다 must be. I don't know this one.
싱거워요.
To be bland. 싱거워. This would be a native word, I think, that has an iung in it. Iung, which is rare. 싱겁. 네.
Oh yeah, usually Are you sure this is the native word?
Well, it's a verb, an inflected one, so it almost has to be. Here's the old spelling.
Oh.
It used to be simgopda. Note that the kiok follows that nasal, so that's a very straightforward assimilation. Nothing too mysterious there. And 뭐가 is kind of nice. What as a subject. So what's this one mean? 뭐가 싱거워요. Hold on to this word.
What is bland?
That's right. What is bland? 싱겁다. 맞아요. Okay.
누가 불고기를 원해요?
누가 불고기를 원해요? What's this one mean?
Oh, just as we looked at the sutras, I think it would be cool to look at I don't know how to pronounce it, the book that King Sejong made where he explains how Hangul works. I think that would be cool to look at in the original. If we could find that.
Where can we find it?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
I suppose if we go to Wikipedia and ask about Hangul, or maybe just King Sejong, would be a good place to start. They could probably point us in the right direction. I don't think my Korean is quite up to it, but I'm willing to look into it a bit here.
It would probably be written in Hanja, at least part of it where he explains how it works.
I suppose so, yeah. For promulgating it, he would probably have used an existing writing system. It's a good point. Mm-hmm. Personally created and promulgated the Korean alphabet Hangul. Yeah, probably should go to that page then. I don't know what we did before we had Wikipedia.
Libraries, perhaps?
Yeah, 도서관. 도서관. That's kind of nice. The vowels get progressively open from syllable to syllable. Ooh. So, official names. The alphabet was originally named Hunmin Jeong-eum. And Hunmin Jeong-eum is also the document that explained logic. I think it should be the logic and science behind the script. This is it. It's cited a lot on Wiktionary. Many Korean words are first recorded here. Means the correct or proper sounds for the instruction of the people. So very often if we go to external links,
if you click on the name of the document, it has a copy?
External links here, references, versions, 7 pages written in classical Chinese. That's not what we want. The one found at the beginning of 88, the one included in Sejong Shillok. There's that recording word we mentioned, the Sejong Chronicles. One preserved by Japanese Imperial Household Agency. The world's preeminent writing system, Hangul. Okay, here's one for the manuscript. Alright, look at it. Look at this, we found it. 世宗御纪训民正音. Look at the cool font. Blow it up here. For Hangul.
I will see it momentarily.
Not today's shape. 国之语音, sounds of the nation.
Can you link to it in the chat?
一呼中国. Okay, it's nice clause by clause breakdown. This E, first word in the second line of text, means differ, and hu is a preposition. Different from China. 语文字不相流通，语文字不相流通 and the letters do not correspond. 文字哒哒哒哒哒，故渔民有寓言 something something. Well, so we do have a text here. Wasn't too hard to find. 而终不得生其情者. And finally, 而终不得, it will not be able to 深 extend 其情者, its meaning. 多以 Oh, okay. No, that wasn't the complete sentence. 而终不得生其情者多矣, and the things that cannot be expressed, the things that cannot be expressed are many, are numerous. 于为此, oh boy, this word I don't know. 敏染 or something. I have to look it up. 新至28字. This is a nice sentence. This 于 is the old pronoun I. 为此 for this reason. And then an adverbial phrase. Let's look this character up. It's not too hard to get. Memory of the word.
Okay, so I hear that you're pronouncing it Chinesely. Is this written in Chinese?
Yes.
Or
okay. There's a lot that's written in Korean too. In between, it's nice line-by-line text. Or, yeah, line-by-line breakdown. But as you said, or I think you sort of intimated, there is a Chinese text associated with it. And it's Sejong's voice that comes through. He's assuming responsibility for it. This is quite nice. Okay, and I was going to look up this one. Let's find this character. It's got a heart next to a gate with 1 in it. So we will put P-A-N-K. Nice pank syllable, and I got to reload already. There it is. Combined with ran, which we do as B-K-F. Good grief. It works for a second and then it stops. So here, sympathize, pity. Okay, pityingly. So this one means, oh, and what's the reading? That would also be good to know. It is min. Okay. 我为此泯然. 我为此泯然. In my compassion. 新制 newly produced 28字 28 characters. So pityingly, I, for this reason, produced 28 new characters. Newly made them. Where does this start?
Oh, for this word for 10, we see it has the archaic Z letter that's a triangle.
Oh, good eye. Haha, how nice. Yes.
Oh, and we also...
Oh, wait, no,
zing.
does it? I don't know. That looks like it's for the
Oh, okay, for the
I think.
Oh, and that would make sense because the next thing has a P on the end, which we know should be for the shi, because jipun in Japanese.
Yeah.
Good catch.
So it's got some circles under it that I think are not eons, but maybe tone marks or something. This would amply reward some further study, but let's just look through the Chinese text so we can get a feel for what it says. 一时人人一席 Okay, this is written with the ear, but it means it's a contraction of classical Chinese, meaning and that's all. 使欲 want to, let or allow or make, 人人 people, 易 easily, 习 study, 习便于日用而 study for convenient, 便于 convenient, study, let's see, I don't quite get the structure of it, but the words are easily study, convenient for daily use, and that is all. This would be a good thing to hang up at Lango, actually. Copy this out.
How many pages is it?
Well, it said somewhere 7 pages of Chinese, but maybe that's if you leave out all the Korean.
Let's see.
雅音如君子出 what is that? Something 生病书如 and then I don't know that character. 字出 something 生. So now he gets into the nitty gritty. Ya means molar. Molar sounds, I think, for velars. 如君子 Junzi, rather, not Junzi, that's the gentleman, but Junzi, the character or the word Jun is what it means, which was an old Kyun sound. So velars, he's starting now with the phonetic description. Maybe we'll leave it there for now, but this is very intriguing. Would be really cool to study and copy out. So maybe let me bookmark this from the first page. Excellent suggestion. Chong.
So it just goes right to left, right?
Yeah. Look at the very first word, 中国. Look how 中 is spelled. Can you see it? It's not 中 the way it is now. It's a little different. Oh,
okay, the very first page.
Cook is different. Yeah, there's there's a column with small ones in here, but then you get the big hanja here.
Okay, so it seems to be that there'll be some hanja, and they're written with their phonetic reading beneath them.
Yeah.
And then there is a few lines of just Korean written in Hangul.
Well, there are some hanja interspersed there too. I think that's going to be translation or glossing, interlinear gloss.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Indeed. It is very wow. But anyway, real quick on the Zhong, how is that transliterated? Can you perceive it? It's a little bit blurry.
For that very first character?
Right.
I would call that se. It means the
world.
right?
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm on the right-hand page. So second page, I guess.
Oh. Oh, that says nam next to it. That's the chang, like fei chang, I think. And then it says nam next to it.
No, we're not looking at the same thing. Are you looking on the screen that I'm displaying or on your own browser?
Yes, I'm looking at the screen you're displaying. And I am in the rightmost column at the top.
Oh, yeah. That's not what I want. I want the big characters here. 中国 is what's written in Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Look how they translate.
No, I can't see what the...
Okay.
What is that? That's a square? It's too little. Let me try to zoom in.
It is this syllable. I'm able to get it. Here's how Zhong originally was reproduced in Korean.
You've got it. Type Dong Du wait.
Yeah.
Dung.
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 It was a stop and then a palatal glide. Dung.
How is that pronounced in Middle Chinese?
Zhong with a retroflex stop. Voiceless.
And then this is guo, and it has the final K.
It is, instead of being guk, it is guok.
Guok.
Which is closer to Middle Chinese too. It was guok. Guok. The dot to the left is a toe mark, I believe.
Wow, okay. So, this stage of Korean had tones?
They at least tried to represent it. There is at least one dialect of modern Korean that preserves tone.
Okay.
It's,
or could it be this tone is there to help us pronounce the Chinese? I don't know.
well, that is that's what the Hangul are there doing. So, liegt nahe, as we say in German. You know that expression? It's liegt nahe.
It lies near.
Yeah, it means like it would be an easy assumption, a natural assumption to make.
라디오가 터져요.
Radio, here's an initial real. radio가 터져요. And this one, what's this mean? radio가 터져요. 터져요.
The radio something.
Explode.
I guess they're more comfortable with initial reels now, because now you can load them in radio and so on.
And Lisa and so on. Well, let's actually end our Duolingo and maybe let's just transcribe this text. Do you want to open a new doc and share that? Let's get the Chinese ready to go so we can spend time on that.
Oh, that would be cool. It will be a little funny because we've got to rotate it.
I suppose so. Or we could reproduce it in columns somehow, but let's spend, I don't know, 15 minutes or so doing that and round out the 2-hour stream.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, and I think I'll have you retrieve them from the Changjie input if you would like, just for practice.
Okay, just the characters, or we don't want the Hangul as well?
Yeah, let's just get the characters for now, try to pin that down, and then on our second pass, we can look at the Hangul rather.
Okay.
Start with Hanja and get the meat.
Okay. Oh, you know what might be easier than Changjie is Q Hanzi.
Okay, all right. I salute you.
It may be, or it may be more difficult. Who knows?
Yeah, but
whichever, just in case.
Whichever you feel. If you could, let's do a short line by short line, and I'll put them in the note field here for now, and then we can easily create a new doc later.
Okay.
Collect it.
Oh, you're putting them in your notepad?
Yeah, in my notepad here. So if you could just type what you see.
So in the very rightmost column, like I said, is that Chang one, which is written as Nam.
Oh, no. The Nam is the second column of text. We have the Xiang below the character, below the Hanja, a twin letter S, and then a Ya Eng. That Chang.
Okay.
But that's not where we start. Let's start the left hand of these scans, top right. That writes Sejong. It's the name Sejong. It looks like Sheng. Yeah, I think that only looks like an Iyang. It must represent something else. It wouldn't have
there was two different letters. There was the one that's nothing and also one that's Iyang.
Oh, there was one was an H and one was an Ung, and we've got them, I think, in these very first two Hanja. One has the H, one has the Ung. That is correct. Yeah, good. Good. So it might be kind of hard to recognize some of these.
They might have merged, I think.
That's right. They stopped writing H code, or they elaborated the H into its present form, Hiet. So, however many you want to grab, maybe let's just start with the first two. Can you reproduce those first two characters? Sejong. And put them in the chat for us.
So just writing King Sejong's name. Right?
That's it. Just copying the Hanja here.
Okay.
Good. Okay, what follows there?
Oh, I don't know. That is a very elaborate looking thing here. This is not the highest resolution scan you ever did.
It's working against us. I agree. I suppose it'd be possible to download. Maybe that'll be better. But I recognize it. Maybe I'll retrieve this next one if you want to work on... Well, the one below that, maybe not better. Let me grab these two.
Okay. And then I'll get this one that is the yen on the left, and then chuan on the right.
Chuan, yeah. Yen is rising.
Yen.
Ji.
Do I know that next one?
I'll go ahead and put it in the chat too, so you can look at them, but here it goes in my notepad. Let's get nice and close.
I must have drawn that in the wrong order. Let me try again.
Nee. Hun. This one hasn't changed. Still Hun. Hunmin.
That looks like it.
Jeong-eum. Jeong-eum. Hunmin Jeong-eum is the name of the text.
Okay.
It means instruct the people in proper sound. Lovely.
Okay, here is the next two. After those that you got.
Very good. Xunmin, train the people.
This one.
Are you writing them by hand or?
Yeah, I'm just drawing them in the Q Hanzi. Oh, and then this one I know is in.
Very good. Zheng, in, correct sounds. Correct either as adjective or verb, both meanings.
Tatsu and then the sun. Okay.
Bingo.
There's our first column.
Yep. And then we get the text. Narat malsomi. Yeah, I don't know enough Korean to read that. That's beyond me. This is Middle Korean, not modern. The nice thing about Chinese is that it was very stable for many millennia. This is a classical Chinese as far as its style and vocabulary, but easily intelligible if you were just read it in Mandarin. Okay, I'll do a plain text, and then I'm going to annotate the grammatical structure of it. And this yu, how it's used. Is it an adverb here? I'm going to look this up.
Oh, now it looks like most of the hanja that appear in the next line are repeats of the ones we just put.
The next line. Oh, are you talking about the small text? Yeah, that's the interlinear. Skip that. Let's go up to the guo, about the middle of the page, top. Center.
Okay.
There, yeah. You get the original
so
text.
Just all the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones. That's right.
Okay, that will be easier. Oh, and that's the country.
Nee.
But it's the ancient form. Oh, good, with a little square in it. Oh, I know that. Used to mean the, modern the. What was that?
Ad nominal, yep.
What is that called? It's called. I know it's Japanese name. What is it called? Hua. No, it's not Hua. It's Yu. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to do that whole column in one bit here. Oh, and then in again. I just see those four.
国际语音, very good. So it's not a complete sentence. It continues with 一壶中国国际语音. Oh, let me not do that.
Okay, so this is the start. So even though we read right to left, we're reading left-hand page, then right-hand page.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That seems to be it to me. Chol means first. That's what it shows. Up, forward, taun next.
Okay, I see. Oh, it's labeled right there in front of my darn face. And then we're getting the next line. Let's see, what is that? It will start with a W.
Good, yeah. Has a W.
Don't know what's beneath it.
It's a T and a C. And this may be a variant that would be hard to parse. But the modern standard form, top to bottom, WTC, World Trade Center.
Okay, and what is that beneath it? It looks kind of like Z, but it's got some other stuff going on too.
Yeah, let me retrieve this one. It'll be HFD, I believe. There it is.
Okay.
It's pronounced Hu. The one that we just described, WTC, is E, to be different.
Okay.
一壶
Got
中
that
国.
line.
Very good, yeah. That's it. And that completes this sentence. This country, sort of understood.
By my calculations, that page, we go China, and then, oh, what is that? I've seen that before.
Well, before we go on, let's look a little bit at the meaning and structure there.
Oh.
This zhi is a possessive marker. The country's 语音, speech sounds, 一壶中国, differ from China. China's, I suppose, understood. The sounds of Korean are different from the sounds of Chinese, is the meaning. Good place to start. And now let's go to the second page.
The first line says Sejong.
Yeah. Imperially, this is I think an adverb here. Or it could be a noun compound. The imperial production of trained people correct sound. That's the name of his writing system and also of this leaflet. This, what do you call it? What's the word? Edict. Zhi is to produce. The one with the clothing in it. This is a verb. So let's go to well, not at the Thailand page, but page 2. And I think they're at the end. 中国.
How does that go?
Yeah, you've got 中国 there. That's right. That's repeated. Sentence 3.
Aha. That looks right. What is the middle? Yeah, I'm gonna guess this character. I might guess the next character. May have selected the wrong one.
Yu is correct.
Okay, good.
中国语.
And speaking of one, comes the next character.
Look how they've transliterated 不. 文字 is correct.
Oh, bu is next.
Yeah, look how he spelled it in Hangul. It's not quite how it is today.
B something L H.
B-U-L-H. That's right. Nowadays it's just bul. But I think the H in the coda is representing the falling tone.
Okay.
That's my feeling. Bu. That is not quite. Is it? It just looks a little funny, maybe.
What?
Is that bu? Yeah, I guess.
What? Yeah.
Never mind. That's what it is.
What was wrong with it?
The chat just makes it look a little funny. There's a similar looking character that is MF. This one. I thought it was that. But you're good. You got it. 中国语文字不相流通，不相流通文字。good.
Uh-oh. I'm not seeing the one that I just intended to write. Maybe. But that's not it. No, there's going to have to write. Let me try again. I am not seeing this character.
Maybe this is a compound. What do you recognize? How would it be in CJ?
It's the, what is it called? Katakana, the drops of water.
Okay, but
and
in
then
CJ,
maybe
what will it be in CJ?
So that'll be E, and then the cross is J.
No, it's not. It's not a J.
Oh, is it the ground? G.
No. Y, I, and then we omit a couple, and it's a U. Okay, 御制 is a compound, imperial edict, made by the emperor or by imperial order.
Oh.
Could be an adjective there.
Oh, wow, that's the, I forgot what it's called, but the crossed out mu shape on top.
Crossed out mu
Got
shape.
it.
The reading is liu.
Oh, aspirated T in Jeong-eum. That's what that shape is.
What's the next one? Waro, soru, so, whoa, moti, ani, halsue. You there?
Yes.
Okay, how you doing on the one after liu?
The one after Liu, I'm trying to draw it.
Okay.
Not find.
Shall I guide you through the writing of it? Would that be helpful?
Yes, please.
Okay. Start out with this N shape, I, a B enclosure with a Q inside. And of course, it's that Y enclosure outside of that. So the CJ breakdown is YNIB. Tong.
Okay.
Liu Tong. What's the one after that? We skip a couple lines. Oh yeah, we've seen it. It's repeated. 文字. I can just copy it. And what comes after 文字? This could be a new sentence, I suppose. It's hard. Well, from the way the page is laid out, let's take this as a new sentence, actually. 中国语文字不相
Are we in the next column then? Or is there any more in this column?
After 通 or what? Or after 文字?
So we put 文字.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that is just Hangul.
That is true.
Is that correct?
But then I think the sentence
So then we'll
continues.
move up to the next column.
Yeah, after 文字, I believe, starts a new sentence, and the one on the top left of the page continues the sentence, is my understanding. This is as close to punctuated as a classical Chinese text we get. So Google Translate is actually not too bad with this classical Chinese. China does not circulate with words.
What is that on the right hand side? This column.
流通 circulation.
Oh, that's it, I think. This is going to be my guess for the next character.
Cool, that's right. Means therefore. Basically means cause. Or it can mean old. 文字故. There we go. Oh, this is a little tricky.
W on the outside.
Let me know if you need help there.
I just went to the express one and typed what I can recognize.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
What is that in the middle, though? The W and the P. Oh, these don't have.
I think without the heart, it would be WLBI. Yeah, there it is. Here's the full shape. It's number 2 here. W, and then the straight line down, L, a B enclosure, and the M variant of I.
W, P, P. Okay. Oh, so that kind of looks like the insect a little. Is that same sort of thing?
I suppose, yeah. The graph is actually based. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. Let's look at the old form of this. The phonetic one. That's it with the heart underneath. I think it means foolish or unlearned or something. I forget the tone. I think it's yu. Let's find this. So for the old shape, voila. Here's some old forms. Shuowen considers it to be an ideogrammic compound, head of a ghost, and to trample for a kind of monkey. Zhang et al. Considers this character differentiated from Shu, or Yu, and that the character is a pictogram of a kind of insect with a decorative mark similar to the one in Wan, scorpion, is also close by. And this word foolish will be in the phonetic series, the heart underneath. Second tone, Yu, means foolish, stupid, humble I, the stupid one. To fool, to dupe. And then min, yeah, that's not a phrase, but min, yao are the 2 characters. That's good.
And I have no idea what this next one is. It looks like it has half of the bamboo on the right.
Oh.
But I couldn't tell.
There may be a bit that is... Oh, yeah, I think that's Hangul or something. I don't believe that's a character.
Really?
Although it does look like it. Oh, okay, Oh, I see. From the soul, I can deduce what it is. I think it is this character. Tell me if you can see it also. It's HSHML. It is read soul in Korean. Yo so would also make sense. It would give a good sentence.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
I guess. Yeah, I'm going to assume it's that. Good thinking.
It looks like a solid line on top, but that's just two next to each other. It's two components. It's the gate and the axe are the two. And if we just look at old forms of this, we might see some. Well, this doesn't have too many. Or any old forms here, does it? Wait, there we go. No, not for this one, because it's a compound character. It doesn't generally. Let's assume it's that. It gives a good reading, a good sentence.
Okay.
文字故渔民有所欲言。
有所欲言. Very good. This 所 is a very important word. It's a nominalizer in a passive construction. 通文字. Now, I'm not sure if the 文字 goes with the preceding sentence or what. 故渔民. Therefore, when the foolish people have something that they want to say is the meaning. 有所欲言. For sort of rough and ready translation for 所, you would say that which want say. And let's just complete this sentence, then call it an evening. Goes on to the next page. Maybe that's the end of it. Yuan, yeah, let's do all these. 而终不得生其情者多矣. I think we can get these. These are nothing too fancy. Completes the thought. 我与文字不相流通文字.
Okay, are we on the next page then?
Yeah. There's the interlinear that follows. Oh, maybe let's look here for that so character. Yeah, it's not any clearer, but it's so.
Where the first word, about a little past halfway, starting with the Is that right?
That's right. We're continuing with Exactly right.
And doesn't that mean and?
Yes, it does. And or but.
And it's kind of archaic and Middle Chinese feeling, right?
I mean, it's still part of the modern language too. It exists in all periods of Chinese.
No, that is the wrong left half. Much more complex thing on the left. Could it be the silk maybe on the left? We'll just this next character, I don't know what's on the left half. The silk?
Yes.
Okay, let me get this one. It's simplified. Let me pop it into the Zhangjie thing and press the complicate button.
I don't think that'll work actually.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. It just doesn't do that way. That is my experience. Maybe you'll get it. Gambatte. But assuming
no, unfortunately not.
Yeah, it's basically a simplifying machine, and it'll revert, but not if you enter the simplified. And that makes sense because often there's a many-to-one correspondence, so it's not going to know which traditional shape underlies it.
Here's the simplified.
Yeah, so how would we input it in CJ? It's pretty simple. Well, maybe not. I'm used to it, but it is a little tricky to break down. It's VF for the left, of course. Then one stroke, H. Then it's the yo shape of water, E. And the two dots are Y.
Because I guess they hadn't invented the simplified at this point. We're in the middle of the 1400s.
Begins in the 1950s, I think. Although a lot of the forms go back to the written tradition. Still many centuries away. Jeong is the reading.
Okay.
Oh, the didn't make it. Did you input the
Yes, I did. Did
You
I?
did. It didn't come through, so let me grab it. It is going to be MBLL. No, MB, not BM. MBLL. 故渔民有所欲言，而终不得。
Okay, here is the next three.
不得 good 山不得。
Now this character I think we saw before.
Qi is a very high frequency word in the classical language, meaning it's a possessive marker. His, her, it's, their. That's what it means.
Where did we see that one before? This next one that looks, it has like the T stroke on it. I swear we saw that before. Well, after the
You want the CJ input letters?
I was just looking for the glyph itself, but sure, let's take those.
TMMC.
Hmm?
TMMC.
3 M's?
No,
No, just
TMMC.
Just 2. Okay. Right. Right. And that is not the fire, that is the variation of the heart that is standing up.
Good. 立心, standing heart.
And that also looks like the Qing.
Show
Or
is...
what is the tone on it?
This is a second tone, Qing.
Okay.
This is really a really great source of info on the readings of Chinese 6 centuries ago, so that's really cool. Look at how they transliterate the It's also got a Z.
Zing.
It looks
Or
like Zing,
possibly
but it's
Z.
tone marking. I think it's an H. Z-I-H. Z,
Okay.
maybe. Although here it's not. This is not a falling tone word, so I don't know why it would be. It must be showing something other than I thought. Jung, bul, de, xin. And for Qi, the one we just input, it looks like it has a Sang initial. Gui. And so does the next one. Zhong. Ja.
Okay,
Da.
let me try again right in this one.
Hui.
Okay. Alright, and then we have. Could it be that? I think it should be the ground there.
Have you got the Qing?
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Did you put the Qing through?
Yeah, I'm just gonna Changjia it. That would help. P.
If you input
G,
Qing, it didn't come through to me.
B.
After
Is
Qi,
that anything?
the one after
Okay.
Qi.
What? The one after Chi I can get. Yeah, that's
Okay.
dope. I'm having trouble with that Ching there.
Oh. It's P for the heart. QM.
Okay. P for the heart. What's next?
QM. And a B, of course.
It cut out, so I just missed that middle one. Is it the hand, the ground? What is it?
No, it's not a ground. QM. Ma ma ma.
Okay. Good, good, good. Here they are. Got that line.
Oh, it's not
Now,
Du. You got an extra component. The Qing is correct, but it's not Du after that, but Zhe.
oh. Oh, it
Yeah.
shouldn't have the S head on the end.
That's
now
one.
on this next line, is this the character E and it's just vertical because we're writing vertical?
That is, I think, some kind of punctuation mark or something. Disregard that. That is not a hanja.
Okay.
We just have 2 left to go for this page.
We're almost there. Here is a double one. Move something. What have we got here? Move. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. And then the rest of that is
Oh, there you go.
the gloss and
多以. That's it. Oops, not there. 多以. This E is a sentence final particle. So, 故渔民有所欲言. And foolish people have something that they want to say. 而终不得身其情者多矣. Okay, that's translated a little too soon. 者 is a head noun. Starting with this, with 渔民, foolish people, this is all a noun phrase. Means those of the foolish people who have something they want to say but cannot get it across. The comment is 多矣, they are many. Therefore, there are many people who have a meaning they wish to express but cannot get it through. Oh, but we're not annotating the structure there. So great job. Did you think 3 years ago that you would be able to do all of this?
No.
But here we are.
Yes, are you going to put this in a document so we can look at it together?
Well, we sure can. I think I'm just going to leave it here for now because it's relatively short, but I will just put this all in the chat, so you're free to do that.
Okay.
All as one line. If you want to grab that, not a bad thing to do.
We may... Oh, that's not very long. I bet this text is not very long and just if you stick to one language.
Yeah, 3 pages.
Just like the sutras you said were short as
Chinese is an extremely space-saving writing system. Especially if you write it on rice kernels. Yeah.
well.
Okay, so great work there. And I will see you tomorrow at the meeting. And perhaps
Oh, yes.
for some more Duolingo. So sleep well.
Thanks, you as well.
If it's rainy or anything, don't hesitate to give me a call. Peter's not going to come. He's got other issues, but I'll come pick you up if you need.
Okay.
好，明天见。
好，明天见。
안녕히 계세요.
안녕히 계세요.